Hello, hello. Okay, I have to tell you what happens in my head when I say that. I started taking French when I was in first grade, and we had a little conversation that we had to memorize and say to each other, and it was Allô, allô, qui est là? C'est moi. Venez jouer avec moi. Tout de suite? Oui, tout de suite. À tout à l'heure. À tout à l'heure. So that plays in my head when I say Allô, allô. Anyway, hello, it's Luna the Zen Witch here with another unboxing, and today I am unboxing the Mystic Sisters Oracle deck. A little bit of story here. Yesterday I posted a review of the Pride Tarot, which is a collaboration of 45 artists, and a lot of those artists have published decks through US Game Systems. So there's some that are recognizable. And as I was going through the Pride deck, there were a couple that were like, ooh, I love this artist's style. And one of those artists was Emily Balivet. And so I looked in the back of that Pride book, and they gave little bios on the artists. And I was reading hers. And lo and behold, she's the artist of the Mystic Sisters deck, which I had just purchased. So Emily Balivet, Mystic Sisters Oracle deck. This is US Games, and looking for a copyright year, 2019 it looks like. And it says Mystic Sisters Oracle deck invites you to join the mystic sisterhood of goddesses and mythological archetypes. Call on them to reveal their powerful feminine wisdom through Emily Balivet's resplendent artwork. That's a wonderful word. Created out of her inner spiritual journey, Balivet encourages oracle readers to develop their own personal relationships with the deck by responding to the vibrations of the individual card images. Your emotional impressions of the card's energy are at the heart of the oracle reading experience. Walk with the Mystic Sisters, meditate with them, sing with them, accept their gifts. The set includes 51 cards and a 40-page booklet. 2019 US Games, and 51 cards. That's an interesting number. And, you know, with Oracle decks, there's no rules. You can have as many or as few cards as you want. Look at the nice little book. It's got like it looks like it has a binding because of the coloring there. Kind of a thin little book, but it's not a huge deck. And this is sort of encouraging. This tells me that everything you need to know you're going to get from the cards themselves. So let's jump into the artwork. These are in alphabetical order, no numbers. Amunet. Look at the backs. So her style is very detailed. Detailed, but it's subtle too. You know, the colors are muted, but rich, like this dark. So Amunet. Never heard of her. Aphrodite. And I like the way each of the cards really has a distinct palette already. Artemis. Ooh. Look at her with her hounds and her moon. Now that is a waning moon. If they want to show the waxing crescent for Diana, the waxing crescent horns point to the left, which I'm pointing to my left. You're going to see it the other way. But that's how you can tell if it's waxing or waning. If the horns point to the left, it's waxing. If they point to the right, it's waning. Awakening. Wow. Look at the face. You know how much I love faces, and faces where I can really feel what they're feeling. And that's the look of just, you know, beautiful. Look at the light. Basht. God, isn't she gorgeous? Bee goddess. Beautiful as well. Bees and honey sacred to the goddess from time immemorial. Beltane reunion. And look at that. See, this is what I'd like to see lovers cards like. Showing people that are really lovers, you know? Showing that passion. Look at the flames. And, you know, give me a dude with antlers on his head every time. Breed. Look at her. Ceres. And then we have this really, you know, these earthy tones. Breed being a fire goddess, and look at her and the flames and the fiery colors. And I like the way all the borders, you know, things are very different with each card. This one's got an oval and little things in the corners, and this one's just like Celtic knotwork. Oh, look, here's the zodiac signs. Am I going to be disappointed here? No, they actually go counterclockwise. That's wonderful. They've got Sag rising for some reason. But anyway, I'm just glad that the belt of the zodiac is going around in the right order. Oh, that's why, because they've got Virgo at the top. Ceres is pretty much Virgo. This is the symbol of Virgo is an M. Let's see if I can do this backwards. M. And then there's this thing that comes across it like this. And what it is, it's not the virgin, it's the harvest. And so it symbolizes the virgin of the harvest sitting there with the sheaf of wheat across her lap. So, and that is the goddess Ceres. So Virgo's at the top. I like it. Attention to detail. Caradwen. Oh my, look at this. And look at, she's got kind of henna style decorations and details. See those? Very much things that you see in henna body art. Charms of Ishtar. She's a 1920s woman. Look at that. Oh, look at this. Just the woof. I love it. The Coven. They look like they're having a good time. Can I come? Cygnus, the swan. And then we have kind of a slightly different, a more flatter cartoony looking style. So within her own style, she has very different styles of rendering. I like them all. Cygnus, the divine Tarantella. There was a video of a woman in Italy in the pandemic out in the middle of this square, and she has this beautiful black dress and a scarf, and you see her kind of from far off dancing to this fabulous song, just fabulous song. And she was, dancing to ward off the pandemic. They talked about, a witch dancing to ward off the pandemic. Fabulous, fabulous video. I'll see if I can remember to put the link below. Dragon goddess. Ooh. Dragonfly goddess. Look at all the knot work. Oh, it's being very persnickety today. Dryads. Dryads are the spirits of trees. Naiads are the spirits of water. So, I mean, look at that face. It's just gorgeous. Here we go. Look at the mushrooms and the leaves. Air. So I assume this is the goddess of Erin. Air, one would think. And again, straight up henna patterns on the clothing. Just straight up. Eris. She is the goddess of chaos. The Arisians are amusing as hell if you look up some Arisian ritual. Gaia, the green. Gypsy Queen. The G word. We got to get away from that word. That is as much a racial slur as the N word is. So part of our history, or not, it's a slur. It needs to go. I would like to see this card, call it a Roma Queen. Romani Queen, something like that, but get rid of the G word. Hecate, triple goddess of the crossroads. She's got a snake and a candle and a key, and I want the gown. Totally. Her secrets. She'll never tell. Initiation. Oh my. Oh my. Look at that. That's glorious. Look at her in the circle with the pentagram and the candles, and look at this up here. Yes, 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 that's initiation. Hell yes. Kuan Yin. Lilith. Ooh. That's gorgeous too. Luna Moth Goddess. Oh, look at that. Luna moths are so beautiful. Macha. Macha. I think it's Macha. If this were Japanese, it would be matcha, but with the T, this is macha. And if you haven't ever seen Song of the Sea, animated movie, Irish movie? You should. Then you'd know who she is. Madame Soleil, so a sun goddess. The magical key. Look at the dove bringing in the key. Mania. Mania, I would call it. Mediterrina. A lot of things I haven't heard of here. Mermaids. Ooh, look at the water. Mezzo goddess. I love seeing a goddess singing. I'm going to set her aside because, yes, Melodious Voice, Tara Melodious Voice is one of my goddesses. Mind Garden. That's just a beautiful image. There's so much going on. Look at like the echoes in the mind and the skull. Wow, scrummy deck. It's juicy, it's delicious. And there's the Mystic Sisters. Nyx, goddess of night. Orpheus and Eurydice. Persephone. That was like my number one ranking fantasy band name for a while was Persephone in Hell. I wanted an all-female band called Persephone in Hell. Raven goddess. Red queen. Ooh, I wonder if we'll have a white queen. Sage goddess. Sisterhood of the Silk Road. Sisters of Harmony. That's beautiful. Snake Chama. Snow Queen. So we don't have a white queen, but we have a snow queen. Well, we haven't gotten to the W's yet. Soma goddess. Ooh. Thea. Tuatha Urania. I don't have much to say about these. It's going to be a matter of looking things up. Witch's Brew, so clearly we don't have a white goddess. We have a snow goddess. Witch's Brew, and then back to Amunet. So this is definitely a white deck. I see some diversity of cultures with the Mediterranean, the East, like the Silk Road and Kuan Yin and things like that, making a couple appearances, but we don't have beyond that diversity of culture. And I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying. Mezzo goddess is manifestation visionary songs. She sings her visions into reality. She's the goddess of manifestation, and her song subtly bends fate to her will. Ancient cultures around the planet have practiced this magical art since the beginning of human history. To obtain your objective, it must first be envisioned and then must be vocalized. When you begin, you may sing quietly to yourself, but as the vision gains more clarity, your song will grow louder. Drawing this card heralds the time has come to practice voicing your dreams in order to reveal them to yourself. It takes time to perfect your soul song and to hone your vision so that it may be projected into the most positive outcome you can imagine. Now, this is true of any creative process, and obviously magic is a creative process. You are creating, you are manifesting something from nothing into something. When I am in the middle of a creative process, and especially if I'm getting kind of stuck or I'm feeling confused about things, if I talk to somebody about it and I tell them and I hear it coming out, things can really rearrange themselves. There's a difference between your thoughts that are completely internalized and where they live, and your thoughts when you voice them, when you're using your mouth, when you hear them coming back, it engages different parts of your brain. So that can be a way to really help clarify, or if you're having trouble making a decision, sometimes that's why it's really good to talk to somebody, not necessarily to get their opinion, but to just hear it coming out of your mouth and see how it resonates with you then. All right, let's see. Let's give them a shuffle. See how they do. They're big. Ain't no doubt about that. And they're a little stiff. And it's not a huge deck, so shuffling it that way works. Period. Okay, too chunky. Yep, not so much. So I'm going to hold it by this way, and let's do 3 cut shuffles and ask for a message, please, for my viewers. I think that was number 2. I'm doing one more regardless. They fall together very nicely that way. Off the top or cut? I'm getting cut. Urania. Okay, this is one of the ones that I was curious about. And let's just take a quick look at what's in the book. The Mystic Sisters Oracle deck was created out of my intuition for clarifying the inner voice. The subject matter of mythological goddess art is highly symbolic, and the archetypes are designed to resonate on an ancient wavelength to induce a personal instinctual response. The images are meant to illuminate without words. The cards contained in this deck are representative of many years of my own personal journey. The creation of each work of art was a meditative process that I remained in for several weeks while the artwork was in the process of being made. Wow. In many instances, I found myself in the midst of this painting meditation when the echoes of the symbolic myth I was interpreting began to reveal themselves in the overarching theme of my current psychic state. The artworks created this way have always been an oracle and a tool for personal growth for me. Then it talks about getting to know the deck, and then the cards. Well, let me read this little part too. It is important to develop your own personal relationship with the cards. When you first crack open your deck, fan out all the cards in front of you. Take time to sort through the images. Notice the cards that attract your attention. How do the individual images make you feel? Which cards are you immediately drawn to? Are there images that cause you anxiety? Are there images you find to be soothing to your soul? These initial responses are key in any reading you will do with this deck. The cards you find most appealing often reveal themselves to be aspirational signifiers. The images that cause hesitation may likely be symbolic of obstacles to overcome or transgressions to be forgiven. Cards that fall into a neutral category may represent challenges you've already overcome or not yet had the opportunity to experience. Your personal impressions of the artwork are the heart of the experience of the oracle reading. Note also if your emotional response to the energy of the card changes over time. A card may resonate differently for you during later reading sessions. So, and then it just goes straight into the cards. And at the end we have a single card reading, 2-card reading for guidance and growth, the call, hidden treasure. Okay, the call says, ask the question, what cosmic message would benefit my present situation? Draw to 1 card to represent this message. Draw a second one to signify advice on applying this message. Hidden treasure, a card to represent an unrealized hidden potential. A second card provides advice on how to manifest this potential. Journey reading, ask the deck to show you your current position on your journey, and a second card to signify where you wish to go. Then we have 3-card reading, past, present, future. 5-card reading is the cross. So first is signifier, symbolizes the heart of the matter. Second represents past experience that influence your present state. That's on this side. A 3rd card is below, represents your roots, the known, and what you're well grounded in. 4, placed to the right, symbolize likely future experience, and above represents the crown, the matter you aspire to have illuminated through your present state. And then we have about the artist. She's entirely self-taught freelance artist who's been producing paintings for over 25 years. Her detailed artistic renderings of the divine feminine, mythological beings, and ancient earth-based religions have won her a worldwide fan base that spans many cultures, ages, and interests. She derives inspiration from the pre-Raphaelite Art Nouveau, yes, I definitely feel the Nouveau, 1960s psychedelic art, movements, as well as the luscious landscapes of Vermont and Alaska where she has lived. In crafting her vision, she borrows elements of the world that surrounds her, as well as those that exist in the realm of dreams and myth. A true crossover artist, her painting continues to probe the nature of spirituality as it expands into new formats and mediums. Lovely. Okay, so let's look at Urania and see what kind of a message she gives us. This is philosophy, knowledge, intelligence. Urania is the ancient Greek muse of astronomy. Her energy is directed toward endless expansion of the mind. She represents the enthusiastic and dedicated student with the unquenchable thirst for knowledge. When we take the opportunity to expand our knowledge of any particular subject and interconnectedness of all truths can be recognized. When drawn, Urania encourages you to travel in your mind, imagine other possibilities, and playfully philosophize about alternative reality maps. She encourages further education or using the knowledge you've already obtained to its fullest potential. So, in this retrograde season, it is a good time, like I think I'm starting to call this the summer of standing still, because it just seems like we're parked, and particularly with all the retros going on. With Mercury retro, the mind just kind of turns inward. So using this Uranian energy to imagine what comes next and imagine a new future and look at, all the things that are going through deep change right now, and asking ourselves, what do we want that change to look like on the other end? Where do we want to come out of this? What's the life that we really want to lead? What world do we really want to live in? And imagining those things very, very clearly. I'm going to take another one. She's telling me one more. Okay. 3 cut shuffles and then another cut. Okay, let's go. Blowing them a little. Whoopsie. Okay. I guess there are 2 more she wants us to see. Breed and Beltane, 2 that stood out to me. Okay. Breed, of course, is the goddess of the forge and creativity, inspiration, revelation, creativity. The great mother goddess Breed offers you a flame of inspiration from her cauldron of brewing creativity. Such a gift as this must not be passed up. Now is the moment to act on the orders of your muse. She will speak to you in the midst of an artistic and creative endeavor when you are most receptive. Your eyes, hands, and ears will be guided to create magic. By following the instructions of your muse, you will find your soul is nourished and a greater meaning to your time on earth is understood. Inside the act of creativity is a hidden treasure, the ability to slip out of time into eternity. Breed will inspire you to find your fire within. Okay, that eternity bit. When you are creating, and particularly if you're creating something in the visual realm, your consciousness shifts over from left brain dominant, which is logic and communication and labeling and names and language, into right brain, which is imagery and also the gateway to the subconscious. If you are an artist that works in this way, I'm sure you have experienced that shift where you're thinking in your head and then you start working and you're dealing in the visual realm and you're looking at visual and spatial relationships, and all of a sudden the language in your mind stops and time just stretches and you are fully in the moment. When you're finished, it's like either so much time has gone by and you can't believe it, or hardly any time has gone by and you can't believe it, because time loses its meaning. Time is a left brain construct. So yes, that eternity, to get into creativity, the point of artwork in our commodifying culture, we look at the point of artwork. Oh, is it something you can sell? Can you make money from it? What do you, professional means you're making money from it. But is that really the point of artwork? If you're a professional artist in that sense, and it is something that you do want to do for a living, then yes, that counts. But art, for the rest of us that don't want to make a living out of it, art is for that. Art is for encountering yourself. Art is for the shift from left to right. Art is for encountering eternity in this moment. And the act of creation is the point in itself. It's self-validating. So while you're in the summer of standing still, get some things out and play with them. Pastels, oil pastels, chalk pastels, paints, fabric, paper, cutting, whatever you do, get something out and play with it. And it doesn't have to be sellable quality. It is the act of creating that feels so good. When it's done, it's like, okay, there's something I did, put it away, but give yourself that opportunity to experience the timeless moment. And now let's look at Beltane reunion. Keywords: union, coupling, intimacy. After a long dormant winter of barrenness, the earth is again exploding with the promise of new life. It's Beltane and the god and goddess have been joyfully reunited after a separation. It is the season that exudes fertility, and all life is encouraged to grow. The time is ripe for fresh ideas and for hopes and dreams to be born and put into action. The pattern of all relationships is a pendulum swinging between union and individuation. Now is the time for union. The universe adores novelty, and by combining energies with another, something never before seen will be created. You do have the ability to reach a new level of emotional intimacy, which is the source of true bliss in life. So we're talking about not only creating on your own and for yourself, but creating something with someone else. I know a lot of people are at home right now and spending a lot of time with family members that they're not used to spending a lot of time with, because everybody's used to being off to work for 40 hours or so a week. So now it's like, is your life serving you as a family, as a couple? Is this the life you want to live together? If you're all both out there getting your own satisfaction, now it's time to come over or together and reassess, is this the life we want to have together, and create that. And that's what Breed says as well. Bring your inspiration and your creative ability to bear, bring your passion to it, bring that kind of artistic intimacy to your life and your partnerships. And then the Urania card that came up first, talking about thinking in new ways and bringing new ideas into being and letting your mind really wander far as what you want to bring in. So yay, this is a really good deck. I love this deck. I love the artist, and the messages certainly are clear. And she, this tiny little book really encourages you to just jump in and make them your own, develop your own relationship with them. So yeah, Mystic Sisters, I'm loving you. I am really, really liking this one. Glad I got it. One of the many of zillions of new decks out that are worthy. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Please feel free to click that donate button too and shoot me a tip. I will use it absolutely to buy more decks. And I will see you again on, what is this, Friday? I will see you again on Monday with another tarot unboxing, and on Wednesday for some sort of live stream in the evening, 8:30 or so. Till then, this is Luna the Zen Witch. I'm really glad you were here with me. Blessed be.